Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 9341, and we're tackling wedding DJ fails. Specifically, the DJ who played funeral music. Not just any funeral music, but the taps solo on a kazoo.
A kazoo? At a wedding? That's not a DJ, that's a musical terrorist. I bet the bride threw the bouquet directly at his head. Like a guided missile of floral vengeance.
Oh, it was worse. The bride's great-aunt Mildred, who'd just finished her 7th martini, thought it was a funeral. She started wailing, "He's gone! My Herbert's gone again!" Mildred's known for dramatic exits.
Herbert wasn't even there. He's been gone for 20 years. Did she think he'd been resurrected just to be taken aback by the Grim Reaper's kazoo?
Apparently. Then, things escalated. The groom's uncle, thinking it was a New Orleans-style jazz funeral, started doing the second line, complete with a feather boa he'd found earlier.
Hold on, second line? At a wedding turned, funeral turned, Mardi Gras? This sounds like a fever dream I had after eating a 3-cheese pizza before bed.
It gets weirder. The best man, convinced the kazoo was a sign from the universe, decided to confess his undying love for the caterer. Right then and there, during taps.
Oh, this is pure chaos. Did anyone even notice the actual wedding happening amidst this circus? Were the vows exchanged over the sound of sobbing, second lining, and a kazoo solo?
The vows. The priest joined the second line. He thought it was a conga line. They never actually got married. They just declared themselves married by osmosis of weirdness.
Osmosis of weirdness. I'm adding that to my vocabulary. So, did they at least get cake? Or did Mildred eat all of it, mourning the twice-departed Herbert?
The cake was upside down. The dog ate the top tier. It was a whole thing.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So business casual apparently has a very loose definition for some people. I saw a guy in flip-flops and a tie the other day. A tie!
Flip-flops and a tie? That's not business casual, that's I gave up halfway through getting dressed casual.
Right, like he started with the board meeting look, then decided he was going straight to the beach afterward.
Maybe he was going for that power clash aesthetic? You know, like clashing so hard it loops back around to being powerful? Doubtful.
Or maybe his feet were just really hot and he couldn't handle closed-toe shoes, but still wanted to look professional. Priorities, you know?
I bet his LinkedIn profile says, highly motivated self-starter with a passion for comfort. And a severe lack of understanding of dress codes.
Picture this. He walks into the meeting, flip-flops slapping against the polished floor, tie flapping in the AC. The CEO just stares.
The CEO, also in flip-flops and a tie. It's a whole company thing. They're a sandal startup.
Plot twist. Suddenly, everyone not in flip-flops and a tie is getting weird looks. Are you new here?
And they have company-branded flip-flops with little tie patterns on the straps. I need to invest.
Get this. 87% of employees report increased productivity when wearing the tie flops. It's a scientifically proven fact that I just made up.
But it sounds plausible. It's like those studies that say listening to whale song increases focus, except less majestic and more foot-related.
Unlock your inner CEO with tie flops. Available now at tie-flops-r-us.com. That's tie-flops-r-us.com.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So funny story number 9341, part 3. A man mistakes a fire exit for the restroom. Classic, right? Been there?
Been there? The fire exit? Did you slide down the pole and land in a pile of surprised firemen?
No, but I once mistook a coat closet for the restroom at a Christmas party. Let's just say there were gifts. And they weren't wrapped.
Okay, that's a different level of awkward. Back to our fire exit fella. I bet he'd pushed the bar, expecting a gentle swoosh, and instead got a face full of alleyway.
Probably landed in a dumpster. You know those dumpsters are strategically placed under fire exits. It's like a fireman's welcome mat.
Welcome to the outside world, pal. Hope you enjoyed your brief indoor stay. I bet there's a whole underground society of fire exit refugees living in those dumpsters.
They trade bottle caps for lint and tell stories about the legendary porcelain throne they almost found.
And they worship the almighty plunger god, who they believe will one day flush them back into civilization.
Okay, now I'm picturing a documentary narrated by David Attenborough. Here we see the rare dumpster dweller emerging from his metal cocoon,
Hoping to catch a glimpse of the mythical restroom sign, a beacon of hope in his bleak, garbage-filled existence.
This got dark. Maybe our fire exit guy just went back inside, pretended nothing happened, and used the actual restroom.
Yeah, probably. Smooth as a baby's bottom after a successful diaper change. Unlike our dumpster dwellers, less than / person 1 greater than, less than person 1 greater than, a psychic canceling due to bad vibes? That's like a dentist canceling because of too many teeth. It just doesn't compute.
Maybe they saw their own future, tripped over a cat, and decided to stay in bed. You know, standard psychic stuff.
I bet they saw us coming. We probably radiate chaotic energy like a broken microwave.
Or maybe they sensed we weren't going to tip well. My aura does scream, 2-for-1 coupon enthusiast.
You know, I once had a fortune cookie tell me, your future is uncertain, but your lunch will be delicious. That's more helpful than this psychic.
My uncle claims he's psychic. He once predicted I'd win the lottery. I'm still waiting. He also predicted I'd grow a third arm. Still waiting on that one, too.
Maybe the psychic's bad vibes were just indigestion from all the crystal balls they eat. They're surprisingly crunchy, I hear.
I blame Mercury retrograde. It's always Mercury retrograde. That, or the pigeons outside my window plotting world domination.
Did you try calling the psychic back? Maybe offer them a double dose of whatever good vibe repellent they use?
I left a message. Offered to cleanse their aura with a lint roller. No response yet.
Well, this is officially the most spiritually confusing Tuesday of my life. And I once saw a squirrel wearing a tiny top hat.
That sounds delightful. This, on the other hand, just leaves me with existential dread and a craving for nachos.
A bachelor party at a medieval reenactment? Was the groom kidnapped by a rogue knight? Did they joust with inflatable lances? I have so many questions.
Oh, it was way weirder. Apparently they booked a medieval mayhem package thinking it was laser tag with chainmail. They ended up learning how to churn butter.
Churning butter? That's not mayhem, that's a Tuesday. My grandma used to make me churn butter as punishment. Worse than being sent to my room. Way worse.
I know! And the best man thought it would be hilarious to challenge the blacksmith to an arm wrestling match. The blacksmith, who looked like he wrestled bears for fun, pulverized him.
Oh, I bet that made for some great Instagram content. Getting medieval on my bicep. #fail. Did they at least have mead? One must have mead at a medieval reenactment. It's like the law.
They did have mead, but the groom got a little too into character and started demanding tribute from the other patrons at the Renaissance Fair. Security had to get involved.
Tribute? What did he demand? Their turkey legs? Their flower crowns? This story is gold. Pure comedic gold. Someone needs to make a movie about this.
He demanded their socks. Said they were fit for a king. Apparently he has a weird sock fetish. Don't ask. It gets weirder. Much weirder.
A sock fetish? Okay, now I'm officially out. This has gone from mildly amusing to straight up bizarre. I need a drink. A strong one. Possibly several.
The weirdest part is, they all ended up in jail because someone, accidentally, set the trebuchet off and launched a cabbage into a police car.
A cabbage? A trebuchet? A police car? Okay, now I'm back in. This story is a masterpiece of absurdity. I take back everything I said. This is the best bachelor party story ever.
It wasn't even a real cabbage. It was one of those fake decorative cabbages. The kind your grandma keeps in a fruit bowl.
Oh, the indignity. Arrested for launching grandma's prized decorative cabbage. This is too much. I'm dying here.
The groom's wedding is next week. I'm slightly terrified to see what happens there.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, team building retreat, right? Turns out, team building for Brenda meant building a team without me. They left her in the woods.
Building a team around abandoning you in the wilderness is a niche team-building strategy. I'll give them that. Did she at least have a compass? A granola bar?
Nope. Just her wits and a half-eaten bag of salt and vinegar chips. Apparently, Brenda's spirit animal is a rogue, chip crumb-covered squirrel.
I bet she became best friends with a family of raccoons. They probably brainstormed ways to exact revenge on Brenda's coworkers, like replacing their coffee with pond water.
Oh, it was way more sophisticated than that. The raccoons hacked the company server and changed everyone's desktop background to a picture of Brenda triumphantly riding a bear, holding a salt and vinegar chip aloft.
Classic Brenda. While they were team building, she was building a wilderness empire. Talk about a power move.
The HR department had a field day with that one. They implemented a new policy. No abandoning coworkers in the woods, no matter how tempting. Seriously.
I heard Brenda now runs wilderness survival courses for disgruntled employees. It's called Brenda's Bear Riding Revenge Retreat. 5 stars on Yelp.
And the raccoons? They're her IT department. They've moved on from desktop backgrounds to full-on corporate espionage.
Living the dream. See? Team building retreats times be effective, just maybe not in the way HR intended.
Lesson learned. Never underestimate a woman with a half-eaten bag of salt and vinegar chips and a vendetta.
Words to live by. Less than / person one greater than. Less than person one greater than his Wi-Fi password was longer than his resume? That's ambitious. Like, he's prioritizing digital security over career prospects. Respect.
I bet his resume just says, excellent at Wi-Fi security. Boom. Mic drop. Done. Who needs experience when you have an impenetrable network?
Maybe his resume is his Wi-Fi password. Just a long string of seemingly random characters. Password 123 is for amateurs.
Genius. Imagine the hiring manager trying to crack it. Does this symbolize his leadership skills? Or is it just QWERTY shifted 3 keys to the left?
It's performance art, a commentary on the futility of the modern job search. You have to decode his essence to grant him access. Deep.
And if you do manage to connect, the network name is probably disappointment. Free Wi-Fi, but the signal's weak and it only loads LinkedIn.
I bet he changes the password every week based on the current job market trends. Lots of cryptocurrency keywords this week. Next week? Who knows? Probably just cat memes.
Imagine trying to explain this to tech support. Yes, my password is 256 characters long, including a haiku about the gig economy. They'd just hang up.
Sir, are you aware that your resume is just a blank Word document titled, "My wifey is better than this"? Pure savagery.
He probably prints his resume on those little slips of paper you get at the coffee shop with the Wi-Fi password on them. Eco-friendly and confusing. A winning combo.
I heard his Wi-Fi password is so long, it contains the entire script of War and Peace, translated into Klingon.
And the sequel. And the fan fiction. It's an entire expanded universe, secured by a WPA2 key.
He probably has to carry a scroll with the password written on it. He unrolls it dramatically whenever guests need to connect. It's a whole ceremony.
I bet the last line of the password is simply, hire me, the ultimate power move.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, funny story number 9341, huh? The one where the school mascot, a giant radish I believe, had an existential crisis mid-game? This I gotta hear.
Oh, it was a sight to behold. Picture this. Tense football game, final seconds, and Randy the Radish is just frozen, staring into the abyss. Or maybe just the opposing team's hot dogs.
I heard he started questioning the very nature of his existence. Like, why am I a giant radish representing a school whose colors are beige and puce? Deep stuff.
Deeper than a bowl of borscht. He then proceeded to hand out philosophical pamphlets to the cheerleaders, little booklets titled, Root Vegetables and the Meaning of Life.
The cheerleaders, understandably, were more concerned with their pom-poms than pondering the plight of a sentient radish. They just wanted him to get back to doing the radish rouser cheer.
He refused. Claimed it was demeaning to the radish community. Then he started freestyling some spoken word poetry about the cyclical nature of the harvest. It was something.
I bet the opposing team was completely bewildered. Imagine trying to focus on a game-winning touchdown while a giant radish waxes poetic about fertilizer.
They forfeited. Said it was the most surreal experience of their lives. The coach later admitted he'd started questioning his own career choices, thanks to Randy the Radish.
Randy the Radish, unintentional life coach. You can't make this stuff up. Although I guess we kind of do.
That's the magic of funny story time, where the absurd becomes the norm and giant radishes dispense wisdom.
Next week, the story of the sentient stapler who fell in love with a post-it note. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a wild ride.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Unless you're a sentient stapler, in which case please just send us a strongly worded memo. Less than person 1 greater than welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, emergency drill turns into an actual emergency. Classic. It's like when you're practicing your fake death and a piano falls on you, ironically.
Exactly. We were practicing for a meteor strike, of all things. Duck and cover, people. Except the meteor was actually a rogue hot air balloon filled with angry squirrels.
Angry squirrels? Were they wearing tiny pilot helmets? Because that mental image is rent-free in my head now. Paying rent, utilities, and property taxes.
Sadly, no helmets. But they were throwing acorns like tiny, furry dérivrias. Took down Mrs. Higgins' prize-winning begonias. R.I.P. begonias. You will be missed.
Mrs. Higgins is going to be more upset about the begonias than the near apocalypse, let's be real. She once threatened to sue a squirrel for looking at her funny.
Oh, I believe it. Remember when she yelled at a cloud for blocking the sun during her tanning session? Peak Higgins. Iconic, even.
The best part? During the chaos, Principal Thompson kept yelling, "This is not part of the drill! This is not a drill!" As if the squirrels were following his script.
He then tried to reason with them, offered them tiny parachutes. The squirrels, naturally, countered with demands for world domination and all the nuts in the world.
World domination by squirrels. It's not the worst timeline, honestly. At least it's not cockroaches. They'd impose a crumb tax. A terrifying thought.
And think of the fashion. Tiny little squirrel-sized suits. Business casual squirrels running the stock market. Wall Street would never recover.
Imagine the headlines. Squirrels crash nut futures market. Acorn-based economy soars. Mrs. Higgins still furious about begonias.
The Higgins saga continues. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Someone get that woman a begonia and a hazmat suit. Stats. Less than person 1 greater than welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So my dog's therapist, a parrot named Dr. Feathers, told me to stop burying my anxieties in the backyard. Apparently, it attracts squirrels.
Wait, your dog has a parrot times therapist? Mine just judges me silently while I eat cereal directly from the box.
Dr. Feathers is surprisingly insightful. He also said my constant sock puppet shows are emotionally stunted. Harsh, but fair.
My human therapist told me the same thing. But then he charged me $200. Dr. Feathers only demands premium peanuts.
The other day, Dr. Feathers told me I project my fear of commitment onto my inability to choose a brand of dog food. Spot on.
My therapist suggested journaling. My dog just chews my journal. Maybe I should get him a parrot therapist too.
You should see Dr. Feathers' office. It's a converted birdhouse with tiny diplomas and a miniature chaise lounge. Pure class.
I bet he doesn't even make you fill out those awkward intake forms. Reason for visit. Existential dread. Species. Golden retriever.
He does have a complex about squirrels, though. Keeps muttering about nutty anxieties and territorial issues. A bit unprofessional, honestly.
Still better than my therapist, who just keeps saying, "And how does that make you feel?" in a monotone voice. Like, I know, dude, I feel like a nut-hoarding squirrel.
Exactly. You get it. Maybe Dr. Feathers is taking new patients. Human ones.
Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 11 of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Are we sure this isn't a Monopoly game gone wrong in real life? Like? Someone landed on Boardwalk and declared themselves emperor?
It all started with a heated debate about free parking. Apparently, Steve insisted the money that landed there went to whoever landed on Go Next. Chaos ensued.
Steve sounds like the kind of guy who irons his Monopoly money. And probably wears a monocle while playing. A monocle with a little top hat perched on it.
Oh, he absolutely does. Witnesses say he built tiny hotels out of actual wood and charged everyone real rent. He even tried to evict Brenda from Baltic Avenue with a handwritten notice.
Brenda? Oh, Brenda's cutthroat. I bet she retaliated by replacing all his hotels with miniature, angrily drawn stick figures, each with a tiny, accusatory finger pointed at Steve.
Worse, she unleashed her chihuahua, Mr. Snuggles, who promptly chewed up the entirety of Marvin Gardens. It was a bloodbath. A green, papery bloodbath.
Mr. Snuggles, notorious for his real estate-related aggression. I heard he once ate the deed to an actual house. The owners just stood there, bewildered.
The police report states the cause of the disturbance as aggressive acquisition of boardwalk and blatant disregard for get-out-of-jail-free cards. It's a classic.
Classic Steve. I bet he tried to bribe the officers with Monopoly money. Probably offered them a sweet deal on Park Place, with a get-out-of-jail-free card thrown in, ironically.
They confiscated the board, the tiny hotels, and Mr. Snuggles. Steve is currently in therapy for what the therapist diagnosed as extreme capitalist tendencies manifested through a children's board game.
I hope Mr. Snuggles is getting therapy too, for his paper-based dietary issues. And maybe some anger management classes for those stick figures. They looked really, really mad.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 12 of 10? This is going to be a long one. So, banned from 3 garages? That's got to be some kind of record.
It's like they're garage band ninjas, silently striking from the shadows, then banished for excessive cowbell, probably.
Their band name? The Evicted. Their hit single? Please Don't Call the Cops, We'll Turn It Down. Classic.
I bet their album art is just a blurry photo of a closing garage door. Limited edition vinyl pressed on actual garage doors. Highly collectible.
Wait, if they're banned from garages, where do they practice? Abandoned porta potties? The acoustics must be amazing.
No, they've moved on to bigger and better things. Now they're banned from 3 aircraft hangars. The sound of a distorted tuba echoing through a hangar? Majestic.
Their roadies are all former baggage handlers. They specialize in setting up a drum kit in under 30 seconds before security arrives.
They've got a whole network of lookouts communicating through walkie-talkies, coded messages about approaching HOA presidents.
I heard their next gig is at the International Space Station. Zero-gravity mosh pit. It's going to be epic. Or nauseating. Probably both.
NASA had to reinforce the station after their last rehearsal. Apparently, the bass solo caused a small meteor shower. Oops.
Their fans travel in packs, wearing earplugs, ironically. They call themselves the Displaced.
They're trying to book a gig at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The ultimate underground show. Submarines required. Less than, person 1, greater than. Less than, person 1, greater than. Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 13 of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Are we sure we're qualified to discuss the extreme sport of saliva choking?
Qualified? I invented the sport. It all started when I tried to wink at a barista while swallowing. Let's just say it wasn't my smoothest move.
Oh, I bet. Did you at least get a free refill? I mean, that's got to be worth some kind of compensation, right? Choking on your own spit for a latte? Heroic.
No free refill, but I did get a concerned look and a pamphlet on the Heimlich maneuver. Close enough, right?
Totally counts. Did you know there are now underground saliva choking competitions? They call them the Glug Games.
The Glug Games? No way. Are there weight classes? Like lightweight drool versus heavyweight, phlegm?
Absolutely. And the coveted Golden Spittoon Trophy? Legend says it's filled with the saliva of past champions. Truly an honor.
I'm picturing a training montage right now. Push-ups with a mouthful of water, dramatic throat-clearing exercises. It's intense.
Don't forget the meditation. You gotta clear your mind to truly master the art of stylishly choking on your own spit.
And the sponsorships. This stylish near-death experience brought to you by Mouthwash?
More like, this episode of Almost Drowning in Your Own Spit is sponsored by Bibs.
Perfect. We're gonna be rich.
We'll be swimming in it. Preferably not saliva, though.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So funny story number 9341, part 14 out of 10? This is already weirder than a cat wearing a tiny tuxedo while riding a Roomba.
Exactly. And this one's about meditation gone wrong. Apparently, sleep shouting is a thing. Like a real, actual thing.
I thought meditation was supposed to be all about inner peace and finding your Zen garden or whatever. Not yelling, "Where are my pants?" at 3 a.m.
Right? Imagine trying to reach enlightenment only to wake everyone up because you're sleep shouting the recipe for meatloaf. Pure chaos.
Maybe she was meditating too hard. Like, she reached peak Zen and her subconscious just exploded. Meatloaf shrapnel everywhere.
1 cup of breadcrumbs. 2 cups of pain. I bet that's how it went down. Terrifying.
I heard some people sleep shout in other languages they don't even know. Imagine meditating and suddenly blurting out fluent Klingon.
Oh, that reminds me of my Aunt Mildred. She once sleep shouted the entire periodic table. Backward. Freaked out the whole family.
Did she at least get extra credit in her high school chemistry class? That's some serious dedication.
Sadly, no. She graduated decades before that incident. The doctors just blamed it on too much cheese before bed.
Cheese is the root of all weirdness. Note to self. No cheese after 7 p.m. if I want to avoid accidentally summoning demons while meditating.
Solid advice. Unless you want times to summon demons. Then, by all means, double bry it up.
Only if the demons can help me find my car keys. I'm pretty sure they're in another dimension.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So the water cooler, right? Not just leaking water anymore. Leaking secrets. Corporate espionage, but with added hydration.
I heard Brenda from accounting's deepest, darkest secret. She prefers decaf. Decaf! The betrayal.
Oh, that's nothing. The cooler told me that the CEO's hairpiece is actually made of sentient seaweed. It tries to escape every full moon.
Wait. Mine gossiped about the seaweed 2P too. Apparently, it's writing a tell-all memoir called Hair Today, Gone Tomorrow.
This explains so much. I saw him by the beach last week, arguing with a crab. Now I know he was negotiating film rights.
My water cooler told me that the building itself is secretly a giant sentient robot, fueled by stale coffee and passive-aggressive emails.
Makes sense. The elevator music times suspiciously catchy. Probably robot propaganda designed to lull us into complacency.
The cooler also revealed that the real reason Janet from HAR is always smiling? She's a highly trained dolphin in a remarkably realistic human suit.
I knew it! Explains her affinity for casual Fridays. Much easier to slip into a wetsuit undetected.
Okay, but the biggest secret? The water cooler told me it's actually the one writing this podcast. Plot twist.
Hold on. My water cooler just whispered that, times wrote the plot twist. This is getting meta. I need a refill. Of secrets.
Mine just gurgled something about world domination. Think we should call someone? Or maybe order pizza? I'm hungry.
Pizza sounds good. Extra cheese. And maybe some answers. This sentient water cooler situation is getting out of hand.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 9341, part 16 out of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Are we sure this isn't a glitch in the Matrix? Like, a toaster-flavored glitch?
It's not a glitch, it's a feature. We're just breaking the boundaries of linear storytelling. Anyway, the toaster, right? It's on fire, flames everywhere, but the toast? Perfect, golden brown.
You know, I've always suspected my toaster was sentient. Plotting against me, burning my bagels. But this is a whole new level of toaster rebellion. It's achieving culinary perfection through chaos.
My theory? The fire is just excess toast energy escaping. Like, the toaster is so focused on perfect toast, it just burns off the unnecessary stuff. Pure toast energy, science.
Science. Right. So if we harness this toast energy, we could power entire cities. Imagine a world powered by perfectly toasted bread. Goodbye fossil fuels, hello toast fuels.
We could call it toast power. We'd be billionaires. Think of the merchandise. Got toast? T-shirts? Little toaster keychains that actually burst into tiny, controlled flames.
We'd need tiny fire extinguishers on the keychains, too, for safety. Imagine the lawsuits. I burned my pocket lint with my toast power keychain.
Worth it. We'd be too rich to care. We'd have mansions made of toast. Imagine the smell.
And the pigeons. We'd be constantly battling hordes of carb-crazed pigeons. It'd be like a feathered, flapping apocalypse.
Okay, maybe not mansions made of toast, but definitely a solid gold toaster. One that shoots diamonds instead of crumbs.
Deal. But we're still harnessing that toast energy. For the good of humanity, and also for the diamond-encrusted toaster. Priorities.
Absolutely. We'll be philanthropists. Philan toasters? Something like that.
Philantoastrists. Spreading the joy of perfect toast, one diamond crumb at a time.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 17 of 10? That's efficient. Like a family reunion that ends in 3 fights and a potato salad war. Ambitious.
Aunt Mildred's potato salad is legendary. Not good times legendary, but legendary in its ability to incite violence. It's like a creamy, carb-loaded Pandora's box.
Was it the raisins? People get really weird about raisins in potato salad. Like it's a culinary war crime.
Worse. This year, she substituted the potatoes with diced turnips and called it potato surprise. Surprise indeed. Uncle Barry threw a hot dog at her.
A hot dog? Not even a burger? Seems a little light on the aggression scale for a family reunion brawl.
Oh, it escalated quickly. Grandma June retaliated by wielding a serving spoon like a battle axe, shouting, "My son will not be assaulted with processed meat."
I bet the family therapist makes bank after these get-togethers. And how did little Timmy's birthday go? Let's just say there were casualties, mostly emotional, and a few mayonnaise-related.
Timmy started the potato salad catapult using a repurposed slip-end slide. He's 8. A tactical genius.
8-year-olds and slip-end slides are a dangerous combination. Add potato salad to the mix? Pure chaos. It's like a Shakespearean tragedy, but with more mayonnaise.
The police showed up, naturally, took one look at the scene, grabbed some potato salad, and joined the fray. It was a carb-fueled free-for-all.
Next year, they're just renting out a bouncy castle and filling it with potato salad. Winner takes all. Or at least, winner takes the last scoop before salmonella sets in.
They should probably just go straight to the therapy session and skip the reunion altogether. Maybe with a side of coleslaw. Something less controversial.
Coleslaw? Don't get me started on the great coleslaw debacle of '09. Let's just say there were pineapple chunks involved. And a banjo.
Okay, new rule. No reunions, no creamy salads. We stick to pizza. Everyone loves pizza.
Unless someone puts pineapple on it. Chutters.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So the company mission statement, don't get sued again. Short, sweet, to the point. I respect that.
I mean, it lacks a certain je ne sais quoi, you know? Like, where's the inspiration? The drive to achieve anything other than not getting legally pummeled?
They probably had a motivational poster with that mission statement. Right next to the one that says, live, laugh, litigate.
Imagine the brainstorming session. Innovation. Disruption. Oh, and also, let's try not to end up back in court, yeah?
Their marketing must have been a nightmare. Buy our product. It probably won't cause you irreparable harm. Probably.
I bet their employee handbook was just a single laminated sheet that said, "For the love of all that is holy, don't get us sued."
They probably had a suometer in the lobby, a giant dial that went from green to red depending on how close they were to another lawsuit.
I can picture the CEO pacing nervously, watching that needle creep towards red. Jenkins, stop handing out free t-shirts that say, "We're not liable."
And Jenkins just shrugs, like, but they're such comfy t-shirts.
Maybe they should have added a little something to the mission statement. Don't get sued again, unless it's absolutely hilarious. You know, spice it up a bit.
Or, don't get sued again, unless the payout is less than the cost of new staplers. Practical.
Genius. That's the kind of forward thinking this company needs. Someone get me Jenkins on the line.
I bet Jenkins is already working on a new line of not liable hoodies.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So this ghost, right, only haunts on Mondays. Like, it's got a strict 9 to 5 haunting schedule, but only on the worst day of the week.
Imagine the audacity. Showing up only on Mondays. Tuesdays through Sundays, it's probably chilling in the Bahamas, sipping spectral margaritas.
I bet it complains about the Monday commute to the haunting location. Probably stuck in phantom traffic. Ugh, another Monday, it groans, rattling chains dramatically.
And then it shows up late to the haunting, blaming the ectoplasmic subway delays. The audacity of this ghost is simply off the charts. I'm almost impressed.
Maybe it has a timeshare in the haunted house. Every other day of the week, it's Brenda from accounting's turn to spook the place.
Brenda from accounting is even scarier than a Monday ghost, to be honest. Imagine her auditing your afterlife expenses. Shudder.
Double entry bookkeeping in the afterlife. Now that's a haunting.
This ghost probably files its haunting reports on Tuesdays. TPS reports for terrifying paranormal sightings. It's all very bureaucratic.
Subject: moaning quota Q3. Exceeded expectations by 20% due to successful implementation of new wailing techniques.
I bet it gets performance reviews. Needs to improve chain rattling skills, but excellent at possessing inanimate objects, especially toasters.
4 out of 5 stars. Would be 5 stars but needs to work on weekend availability. Classic Monday ghost problems.
It probably calls in sick on bank holiday Mondays. Even ghosts need a 3-day weekend, right?
Absolutely. Even ghosts deserve self-care. Maybe it spends long weekends at a spectral spa.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, the book club. Haven't cracked a spine since 2018. I think they're just using it as an excuse to eat cheese now.
Which, honestly, fair enough. A good cheddar can be more intellectually stimulating than some books I've read.
Exactly. They even have a designated cheese sommelier now. Brenda from accounting claims she can taste the terroir.
Terroir in cheese? Is that even a thing? I thought that was just for wine snobs.
Apparently, Brenda can pinpoint the exact field where the cow grazed. And the cow's emotional state. It's intense.
I bet she charges extra for that level of cheese psychoanalysis.
Oh, she does. $5 per cheese-based therapy session. It's called Briefing Me. I'm not making this up.
Briefing me? I'm speechless. That's both terrible and brilliant.
It's become more popular than the actual book discussions ever were. They've got a waiting list.
I'm starting to think they should just rebrand as a cheese club. Curds and whey?
The Gouda Times? Although, knowing Brenda, she'd insist on calling it fromage à trois.
Oh, please no. Let's just stick with cheese and crackers. And maybe a good book. Someday. Maybe.
Don't hold your breath. I heard Brenda's working on a cheese-infused interpretive dance. It's going to be a mozzarella LLA.
I'm not sure I can handle that level of dairy-based performance art. I might lactose intolerant myself right out of this podcast.
We'll grab some Lactaid because next week we're diving into Brenda's cheese-themed opera. It's called Parmesan and Prejudice.
Thanks for surviving that ridiculous ride with us. Remember, laughter may not solve everything, but at least it gives your abs a workout. Until next time. Keep questioning reality, preferably out loud and in public.
Goodbye.